Hello, hello. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm a little bit ill, but I don't care. So we're on tour and everything's fine.
And you've had fun so far? Everything's went well?
It's been great. So what can I say? It's like we had sold out shows like on every show that we did, or almost now on the tour. It's the sixth show today, and so we're really in the middle of this leg of the tour, and we've come around quite some kilometers already. We've started in Bulgaria, went to Serbia, went to Stockholm, Copenhagen, Tallinn, took the ferry over, and now we're here.
Oh, that's a load of traveling again.
Yeah.
I was about to ask, do you think that now that you're this night is sold out too, do you think it's like new fans, or do you think it's like mostly the guys that remember you from all those years ago?
Well, good question. I think we have to see. But if I think of the other shows, usually what we have is we have young people in the front rows, which really amazed us. Like sometimes they must have been like really kids when we started. So it's kind of like the music has been handed down to the next generations, which is a big compliment, of course. And then we have like people in our generation that kind of grew up with our music.
Yeah, like us.
Yeah, like you. And then we have the older people in the background. Well, either those are just the parents waiting for the kids in the front row, or they are kind of the older ones that have always been there. So we've always had a very diverse audience, and it's great. It's like sometimes we are just sneaking around the audience trying to see what kind of people are there, and it's really interesting. It's really exciting.
Yeah. What about the feedback? What kind of people write to you or send messages, on Facebook or something?
It's also very different. It's a lot of new fans that kind of how to say that, they kind of just enter into the new period of the band because they've never heard about the band because they were like too young, and but now they discover it for themselves. So it's like, for us it's a little bit like recording this album, and now this feeling is a little bit like forming a new band and recording a debut album. And then sometimes you realize there has already been an era that has really influenced like a whole generation, and sometimes it's even unbelievable for us. Like when people come up to us and say, "Wow, I've been growing up with your songs, and like Lords of the Worlds, Open Your Eyes, those have been really big influences in my life." And of course, that's kind of wow. It really amazes me and makes me proud. But sometimes you can't really grab that. It's very abstract if someone says that. But being here and playing a show and a sold out in front of with a sold out club and in front of such a great audience is. Well, that's really the biggest compliment you can get as a musician, as an artist, and we're really looking forward to be playing here tonight again after all this time. And
I think Finland loves you because it's.
Thank you.
You've been here before, so everybody.
Well, we've been here a lot. I remember we've been like every time we came back, we've been to different festivals. It's like everybody was confused. It's like, oh, there's another big festival. I think we started Provinci Rock and went to. Ilosari, and I can't remember the names of the other ones, and now this year we're coming back for Riihimäki, and it's another new big festival. So you seem to have a lot of music here in the country.
Yes, we do. It's like the festival country in the summer festivals. I wanted to ask you about the process of making the album. How different has it been now than it was before?
I think recording Bel Air was actually one of the easiest recording sessions we ever had. We were very well prepared because we took all the time we needed to write the songs, and when it came to choosing a producer and going into pre-production, we've had like 35 different layouts, demos, like in different stages, and we really chose the 15 best ones out of that. And we took all the time for that, and did a lot of pre-production with Jon Schumann, the producer. And before we went,
we can just wait.
before we went into the studio, and then it was really quick. It's like zack, 3 weeks in the studio, and we recorded all the basic stuff. And then John went back to England to do some programming stuff and percussion stuff, and everybody worked from their home places. And Sandra went to Berlin and took like the hard drives with her, and she did all the vocal stuff there because she has a small studio, and she can like work there until 5 o'clock in the morning and have lots of red wine and be inspired. it kind of really made it all easy and very less stressful than the other records, where we were always like trying, all the four of us trying in the rehearsal room to write the songs, and you're trying to put brick on brick on brick on brick, and sometimes if you have a bad day, you stop the whole process. And then if the process is so stressful, you rather not let go of any ideas. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh no, we can't erase that, or we can't leave out the guitar line or the bass line or the vocals, because we've been working on this for like 1.5 weeks. But if you work like really fast and furious like we did now, like, and with all the computer stuff, it's now much easier than it was back then. And everybody throws in ideas, and then you just quickly record it, and in the end of the week you listen back to this, and you can't even remember you recorded that. It's like, wow, I can't remember how I played it, but it sounds great, and let's just take that. And it was like putting together puzzle pieces, not only from one source but from different sources, and that made it fast and really joyful. And that in the end led up to us being really relaxed with the album and really happy, and it really led to that we all listen to the record, and now that it's finished. And we really didn't do that with the old records, because you're so relieved that it's finally finished. You don't bother me with this, but it's still very fresh for us, the new album, and it's unbelievable we're already on tour. It's like the album's just been released, and it's just like everything's a little bit crazy at the moment.
How about so much things has changed in the past years, the few years, like how the records are sold now. Do you ever go to an old-fashioned like record store to buy CDs, or do you download stuff, buy online?
I usually download stuff. I can't really remember when I bought the last CD. It's like that, and I think a whole new generation is like that. They just download the songs, they just try, or they share stuff, whatever. And we that started when we were in the last phase of the old period, I would say. And but when we started with the first album, it was all about selling records, like doing the big promotion and marketing stuff, and having like very expensive music videos. And now it all changed, and it's kind of old school for us to be back now, because a lot of things have not changed. But then there's a whole new part in the business that has become reinvented, or had to be reinvented to keep up with the society changes. And we're really happy that we are a touring band, because I think it's really hard to like earn your money from just doing albums and trying to promote those, because you kind of spend lots and lots and lots of money to try and do all that promotional marketing thing, because it has become more broad than it was back then. And you have to think about social media and blah blah blah, internet and online marketing and traditional marketing. And so we're really happy that we have like a big company and backing us up with that, so we can keep on doing what we should be doing, making music. Do you have any contact with the fans online, Twitter, Facebook, something? Is it yourselves that go over there and answer questions? Yes. Sometimes, not all of the times, of course. We have big support by the Sony and by our management, who are trying to keep the fans updated with all the stuff, especially while touring and traveling. It's sometimes hard, but we always try to do as much footage as we can, like by filming ourselves or trying to make like a tour diary and or do photos and to kind of document what we are doing.
That's a lot more work than back in the day when you didn't have to upload everything to internet.
Yeah, definitely. But it's also great because you have this direct medium to kind of communicate with the fans. And also what would really amazed us was we've left the old website on when we split up in 2005, and it was still active, and people were filling up the whole community thing. Of course it went a little bit quieter, but it was still alive, and from time to time we checked that, and now when we were back in 2009, it suddenly popped up again with also new fans and all the old folks, and it felt to us like they were keeping the band alive virtually.
Oh yeah.
And that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.